Hey, I am John Moore, and I work inside the mayor's office here in the city of Gadsden, and here we are with another Meet the Staff. This is the time when we bring employees in from all around the city to kind of get to know them and kind of find out what they do for the city. So today I have got the famous...
Not famous.
Christina Richardson, and she is our manager of the falls. So welcome, Christina.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on and getting a chance to kind of introduce yourself to everybody. So tell us a little bit about what all you do at the falls.
Well, I just direct the day-to-day activities at Noccalula, as well as help supervise things at Coosa Landing and our passive parks.
Yeah. And your official title is a director over Noccalula Falls and Coosa Landing, is that right?
There's not really an official title.
Has there ever been an official
Not
title?
really. Just go do a job.
Might be my fault. All right. So with day-to-day operations, you guys are always so busy. It's kind of like managing Gatlinburg is what we always talk about up there, because there's just so much going on and there's so much nature and things like that. Tell us a little bit about the falls, what all we got going on up there right now.
So, of course, we always have lots of events,
Yeah.
and a lot of times the focus is on the events that we have going on, but our day-to-day operations are very busy. But right now, we're working on getting the campground back open.
That's right.
So we're really excited about that. No campground for a year. We have been missing it for sure, and our staff is ready to get back over there and get back to work at the
So
campground.
tell us about that. So the campground, it was how many sites? It was
around 120 sites,
Yeah.
and we're going to be going to 73 sites, but they are all full hookup.
Oh, wow.
So sewer, power, electric, everything, all the amenities will be at every site.
Yep. And then also we've added the administration building.
Yes, so we put in a new admin building to kind of fix the flow of traffic into the campground so that we're not crossing traffic. Brand new pool.
Yeah. I think I'm
with
more
splash
excited
pad.
about that.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's got
that's
a little splash pad, zero entry.
Yeah.
And then we will be putting in a new playground as well.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. With the campground, we've also doing the parking lot out by the chapel. We have redone it, and I think that's going to be an asset
Yes.
to the way the park looks. Anything else as far? I was trying to think if there was anything else we were adding to the campground. We had the pool and they had the pull-throughs. I think the biggest thing that was going on while we had to redo the campground was built back in...
It was built in the 60s, and the
Right.
spaces were very small. They
Yeah.
were turned kind of crazy ways, so backing in these big campers was a struggle.
Yeah.
We also had a lot of underground issues with the sewer system and such that people didn't necessarily see every day.
Sure.
And that was a big issue for us when we were full, so that definitely needed to get
Yeah.
corrected.
So I think campers were built different in the 60s.
Definitely
than they are
built
in
different in the
2000s.
60s,
That's right.
yes.
It's a lot bigger now.
Yes.
So definitely that's a huge asset for the city, and I think we're pretty excited. We've spent about $12.5 million up
About
there.
$12.5 million thus
Yeah,
far,
that's
yes.
a huge asset. But the mayor, I think his his philosophy is that for every dime we spend up there, we're going to get 10 back.
Yes,
So we definitely
yes.
love investing in the falls. We've also got a new animal barn.
We do. The
Yeah.
brand new animal barn opened in November, and
Yeah.
it has definitely been a hit. We've got some new things in there to see, and you get to pet a few things as well. And we are going to continue to add to that.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. And we just finished up with Christmas at the Falls, and that's such a huge event every year.
Yes, it
And
just
the team
keeps
that
growing.
I know it's just. I remember that this year we had. They were telling me about a couple that drove in from Louisiana, like New
Yeah.
Orleans or somewhere, and came to Gadsden just to visit the lights, and then they just kind of drove back. So it's pretty amazing how far people will actually drive to Gadsden to see the lights.
Absolutely. From what I've seen, it's definitely one of the largest in the southeast, and
And
we
you and
continue
Brandon
to add.
traveled. Yeah, y'all
We
traveled.
traveled and went and did some comparison this
Yeah.
year, and we definitely, in our opinion, our light show's the best.
Yeah, no
Absolutely
doubt.
the
I
best.
agree with you.
But we did get some ideas of some things to add in the future, so we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're excited about those ideas too, because I know we had talked a little bit. I won't spoil the surprises and things as we go forward, but I do think that the more we get out and travel and see what everybody else is doing, it gives us a chance to improve our show as well. So that's a big thing, and I think we ended up with probably 150,000 visitors.
Probably pushing 200,000
Wow.
visitors this year, which is crazy. I have a fantastic team at Noccalula,
Listen, you
and they
do.
really they run that event so well and smooth, even on the crazy sold out nights.
So
it
those,
tends to go smooth.
they have a passion
They do.
for the lights. When we were up there having lunch with them, a couple of weeks ago, it was almost like they were just so excited, and they enjoy being around those people.
They do. They
And-
hate to see it end. It's a little bittersweet. They work so hard for about 6 months out of the year,
Sure.
really, preparing and taking down the lights and then running
right.
the event. So, it's six months of work for 5 to 6 weeks of the event itself.
Right, and they were all talking about, oh, we just love being able to make memories for people and their families, and being able to provide something. And I think it's amazing to me, and you just see the smiles on their face and how they all light up when they talk about it. So it's great. So I do think that we've got a great staff up there. You do a great job. We
Thank
couldn't
you.
do it without you, that's for sure. The mayor will tell you that straight up. So definitely. We've got a couple of events coming up. I think Smoke on the Falls is a big event. It's in the top, I think it's in the top couple of, maybe top 2 or 3 barbecue events in the Southeast.
It is one of the top barbecue festivals, and that's been going on for years. Janet
Right.
Terrence is the lead on that, and she was at Noccalula when I first came to work here, and so
Yeah.
that's kind of how that's her baby.
Yeah.
And she does a great job running that
Absolutely.
event.
She
And
does.
we just take a support role in that one for sure. But it will be at the new campground this year, so we're excited
That's
to see it
right.
back
That's
over there, and that'll be a little different for us.
No doubt. And then last is with the Barbarian Challenge. I know that you kind of spearhead that, and
Yes.
that's kind of your baby.
Yes, so the city bought the rights to that event in
Right.
2015, I believe it was, and we took it over and have a couple of guys that helped me out with that. Cal Burr is one that definitely
Right.
has taken a role. Brandon Stevens is one that has picked it up and
Yeah.
run with it for sure. And so that brings in about 1,200 to 1,500 runners every
Right.
year, plus tons of kids and people to watch that event. So it is really cool.
Oh yeah. And so I don't know if everybody follows the administration, we're always trying to figure out how to do things better, or we're trying to maybe change stuff around and see if we can get some more energy involved. And so Christina and I met with Tourism Director Tina Morrison, and we were trying to figure out something that we
Yes.
could do on a Friday night to bring the runners in a little bit earlier and maybe stay an extra night on Friday nights at the falls and things like that. And so Christina came up with a great idea of hanging a rope.
So yeah, that was actually Cal Burr's idea a few years ago, and
Okay.
luckily I canned it with COVID.
Yeah.
But we modified his idea a little bit and got Gadrock on board and
Yeah.
made it happen to do a rope climb off the side of the waterfall,
90-foot
basically.
rope
So
climb.
it's really about a 70-foot rope climb, but
Yeah.
from what we can tell, the highest rope climb in the state of Alabama.
That's right.
And we had a ton of participation last year, and it went really well, and they
think
loved
it was
it.
huge.
And I think it's going to keep growing.
Yeah, I think so too. So that's a great addition to the Barbarian
Yes,
Challenge.
yes.
So definitely so. So with everything going on, as far as with family goes, you have a daughter.
I have my daughter Renly. She's
Yep.
8.
That's right. And then your dad used to be the famous football coach up at Sandrock.
My dad was a football coach for 32 years at Sandrock. So yes,
that's right.
yes,
Coach
we are.
Jacob Will.
Jacob Way,
Jacob
yes.
Way,
So
that's
we're
right.
a big part of that community, and that's where my daughter goes to school.
Yeah,
and
that's right. That's
so,
right.
yeah.
So, well, all right. Well, we're lucky to have you, and thank you
Well,
so
thank
much
you.
for all that you do up at the falls. And this is John Moore in another episode of Meet the Staff.